Hi, welcome back. This is our second installment of our YouTube channel titled 10 10 10 10 10. So, this segment of YouTube, we're going to talk about the 5 10 years that I've gone through. So, we're going to start with the first 10 years art related experience of my life. This year I turned 50, so it's good. So, it's just to cap off 10 10 10 10 10. So, first 10 years is kindergarten and primary, and the two incidents that vividly had to remind that is art related. So today we're going to start off with the first 10 years of my life. I think we're going to recall some of the memories really related to art, or how I was brought up and how was it related to my practice these days. I think there's a lot of things that I went through, but memories are always very fuzzy most of the time. So I'm going to just recall a couple of key moments that vividly etched in my brain. One is going to kindergarten, and I think I was sent by my grandma. Every day she would cycle. I don't know how she get those big bikes. We call them grandfather bikes. They're huge bikes. And I would sit on the back. She would drop me for the first 3 days, and she would peek through the window, and I would cry my eyes out. And I think after the fourth day, I was okay. I was pretty much settled down. But the incident, other than my grandma sending me to school every day, was art class. Art class was a really traumatic experience for me because we grew up poor, but not poorly. So we didn't have a lot of the art materials that we were supposed to bring to class to start off with certain things. The teachers would have certain things, but not everything. So I would come to class most of the time empty-handed, and instead of sharing with the rest of my friends, I would be ostracized. I would be segregated in a place that I would play on my own without participating in most of the drawing classes. So this is one of the many. I think that time I thought it was okay. I thought it was like special, maybe perhaps that I don't get to participate. But as the years wear on, I felt that this is not right. Um, so now I think my practice I use a lot. I think for the last five years I've been using a lot of materials that I was deprived of back then. I think coming from color pencil, simple materials that I can really get from the art store. And also the fact that I think the first 10 years, like really practicing, I was using a lot of industrial paint. I haven't even stepped into the art shop for the first 10 years of my practice, correct? So now I was like deliberate, a choice to go back to my childhood and take things that I didn't have. For instance, color pencils, we're talking about crayons, oil pastels, and it was like trying to bring back those things that I miss and to use them in a way that with the adult life, with what I've been through, and the work has been quite interesting to use those medium. I think there's this backstory that people ask, why are you going back to color pencils? I didn't even go back. I didn't even have color pencils to begin with. And then when I graduate to primary school, I think one of the many art incident or art experience that I want to talk about was we were given a task. I think I was like standard two or standard one. We were given a task like these teachers would give us like a topic or a sentence, and we should depict what we think. Simple drawing. And I think that task was depict one of your favorite experience over the weekend when we don't go to school. And in Ipoh, I grew up in Ipoh. I was born in KL, but this is what happens when memory becomes fuzzy. Okay, maybe I was 6, maybe I was 7 years old. 7 years old was better. I think I've stayed in Ipoh for the last 10 years just to be safe. Okay, so back to the incident I was talking about. So the task was the assignment was given like depict a scene that you do or you enjoy over the weekend, right? So there was this first super mall, I think equivalent to Mid Valley or One Tamo or TRX back then in Ipoh, and we called it Super Kinta, and that was like the first, we didn't even call it a mall, then I think we called it a supermarket. When I first walked into it, I was totally amazed. I think I'm still a mall rat even to today. They have neon colors, there were lights, there were variety, there was like, wow, I've stepped into the future, just like modern life, right? So I tried to depict that, and I spent a lot of time in the toy department. So I think that drawing, I remember vividly, I was trying to draw every single item that I could see or could remember being on my first trip to the mall. Right? So it was so detailed, so elaborate. And what makes it even more memorable is my teacher, among like 40 or 30 students, picked my work and she held it in class. I wish I had the drawing with you, but I don't. Held it in class and tell the rest of the classmates that this is what I wanted. This is what I want you guys to draw when we're giving the assignment. So I think that was one of the proudest moments in primary school. I think that's art related. So just to recap, that's the first 10 years. We're going to divide this segment into 5 segments. I think the first 10 years. What's next? I'm going to look forward to going to secondary school. So the next 10 years should be 10 to 20 secondary school, a bit into college, and before I actually went to the States for my tertiary education.